Hi guys, today is a video about your self-concept. I was thinking of different ideas and I feel like I haven't touched on this concept in a while, this area of manifesting this type of affirmation. So I wanted to kind of go back to the basics, I guess, but also show you guys how you can build up your self-concept, the different types and ways of affirming for it to be the most powerful in my opinion, in my experience, and just how to be able to focus it on manifesting the things you want. Because yes, you know, we all want to be confident and happy and feel beautiful and be recognized by others, but ultimately we have a list of life goals and things that we're achieving, our other manifestations, and a lot of the time that is why we focus so much on self-concept. So by actually putting the focus back into yourself with this focus on self-concept, I've said it 50 times already, it will actually not only help you work on yourself, but also feed into all your other manifestations and get them faster. So do thumbs up and subscribe if you like my manifestation content. If you'd like me to keep making these videos, I will continue to do so and I'd love to do so. So do let me know, and it would mean so much to me. And also if you need the one-on-one help, I still have all my coaching services. Same as always, link is below for LOA coaching. You can check out that Instagram page or email me, just chat with me and get to know what services I offer for coaching. And yeah, if you feel that's something you need, please take a look into it and let's get started. So on my phone, of course, I've organized everything. So first thing I want to talk about is thinking about individually for yourself, why you affirm for self-concept, what's your motivation, what are your affirmations currently focused on? It's always good to have a big mix. I have a very broad mix. I affirm things like how others treat me, how others see me, just me, myself, that I'm perfect and that I'm able to get anything I want, that everything is positive in my life, things like that. And also that I'm beautiful, like it's a mix of everything. So I do recommend focusing on a broader spectrum, which I'll go over in a couple of seconds. So, but it is also important to think about why you affirm those things. What is your focus? What is your goal with your self-concept? It should really be based more on yourself. So try and understand and learn if this isn't something that you already believe and think about in terms of your self-concept, that you should be doing it for you more so than anyone else. Don't affirm just for self-concept and because you think if I say these things, you know, I'll get my SP, or you know, I saw another girl affirm for her ex-boyfriend and she affirmed these specific self-concept affirmations, so I'm going to do the exact same thing because then I'll get my SP faster. It's all about developing yourself over time. It should be a long-term goal, a long-term foundation and practice. So try and focus on self-concept in a way that makes you feel good about you, for yourself. And yes, of course, we affirm for a lot of things that will help us manifest faster. I affirm for things that feed into my relationships and my career and just getting what I want, basically, not having to hear the word no, or not, you know, getting rejected or whatever the case may be. I do that as well. But I also have a few things that just make me feel good, that make me feel confident, put me in that kind of boss mindset, just being super confident in myself, which obviously I am not always, but it's helped me a lot. It's a great way to try new affirmations and just work on yourself. So I highly, highly recommend thinking about what is your motivation behind self-concept, and do try and, you know, put that focus back on you rather than external areas, if that makes sense. So next point is I want you guys to try and focus on affirmations that imply you manifest everything really quickly. This is kind of the key of the video, just helping you revamp, I guess, or kind of tweak a little bit your self-concept work so that really you can get everything you want super, super quickly. It'll just help you manifest faster. So something that you can affirm, for example, is that I manifest everything I want in 1 day or less. That's one of my favorite ones. And you can put any time frame. You can say in 1 nanosecond. There's really no limit. Again, it has nothing to do with logic or realism. There's no realistic ways of affirming and manifesting. You know, sometimes we can apply logic and be like, oh yeah, I got this because of that. But ultimately, there's no rules. So if you want to say 1 nanosecond, 1 zeptosecond, which I think is even quicker than a nanosecond, go for it. I like to say 1 day because that is already extremely quickly, and what most people would say is impossible. And yeah, it's, you can say 3 days the way Sammy Ingram initially recommended to people, whatever makes you feel good and perhaps something you have less resistance to. So I like to say 1 day. Then you can also say something like, my 3D reality is always perfect. This is going into blanket affirmations, which I'll talk about in a minute, but it's also just kind of covering your entire life, your 3D reality. So basically it's going to help movement occur more quickly. It's going to help you see more positive things physically, like literally in your reality, not just manifesting internally, but I believe that this affirmation could help what you're seeing in your reality be more positive and aligned with your manifestations. And because you're saying always, that's another key word. It implies that everything forever is perfect, which, we're human, we live on earth, so it's not going to be that way forever. But the affirmation is so powerful, I think, that it will create a lot of amazing changes. And another one is, everyone conforms to how I want them to be, which again feeds into your relationships with people, but also will help you manifest things quicker, because you're literally saying that the people around you, the people in your life and your reality are conforming to what you want them to do, the way you want them to be. And it's kind of getting rid of those limiting beliefs and resistance, because you're, creating this new subconscious belief that, well, actually people change really quickly and they just give me what I want, or they tell me what I want, whatever the case may be. Whereas sometimes, naturally we create this idea that, people are stubborn. We forget that they don't have free will in our reality. We think, oh, I can manifest a free cup of coffee, but manifesting my ex back, that's going to take a while. Like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get them back? It's not. It can take a second, literally, or, a minute, a day, whatever. It really doesn't have to take long at all. But I think this affirmation will really help you manifest changes with people super quickly. The final recommendation I have is, I fully understand how to apply the law of assumption. This is perfect, I think, for anyone. Even I could benefit from this, especially being a coach. There's probably so many downloads and inspirations I could get from affirming that. So I might put that on my list for the near future. However, this is really just going to help you understand and have more confidence in yourself as a conscious manifester and conscious creator, and just really help you just understand what you're being told, anything you're taking in. If you're speaking with coaches, watching, Sammy Ingram's videos, my videos, it's just going to click with you really quickly, or you're going to have these sudden bursts of inspiration where you're like, oh my gosh, I've just figured out the perfect way to affirm for my SP, the perfect way to manifest this thing I want. You're just going to get these, a better understanding, a really clear vision of how to apply the law. So that's another really good one if you've just started out. Now, another recommendation I have is to 2 to 3 blanket affirmations and incorporate those in. Or what you can do, you don't have to take on this advice, but if you do want to, you can just slightly reword some of your existing self-concept affirmations, or you can add these in as brand new ones to your list. I wouldn't recommend making it extremely long. I would recommend keeping it to maybe 10-15 max. I personally wouldn't recommend more than that, but like I said, there are no rules of what will or won't work, but that's just my advice. So try and keep it 10 to 15. So if you already have a lot, just try and reword some of your existing ones to a blanket affirmation. So what that means is just like a very general one, literally, it's like the analogy of throwing a blanket over something, you're covering everything. So it's like a very generalized affirmation. So a couple of my recommendations here are, everything in my life is perfect, or rather, everything in my life is always perfect. Like I said, this covers every single thing in your life. You'll see changes across every area of your life, and whatever perfect means to you, whatever a perfect life is in your mind, and you don't have to have written out a super detailed script of what this means. Usually your subconscious mind will understand what, the idea of perfect means to you, whether it's, owning your own house, having a pet, being engaged, having a 6-figure salary. What, you for yourself will know what a perfect life is. So just affirming that will bring about so many amazing changes, I promise. And another one is that I am perfect. And like I said, that's one of my self-concept ones. It's a little more abstract, so I can't say, from affirming this, I manifested these successes, but, it's so positive that nothing bad could have come from it. I think for me, it's maybe helped me have more organization and structure in my day-to-day life. You know, sometimes I'll just have really, really good hair days and my skin has cleared up a lot. My skin looks really good, like I'm not even wearing barely any makeup and I think I look pretty good. Or yeah, like I'll just have these nice moments in my day-to-day life, and I think maybe this affirmation helps for that. So that's a really good blanket one because it implies internally and externally you're perfect. So your appearance is perfect, but also, you know, internally you're perfect. So feeding into that, another way to make that affirmation even more powerful is to say that I am always perfect and all of my thoughts are perfect. Because again, that helps your mental diet, it helps the way you think about your desires and manifestations. It'll help you manifest faster, but it's also a really, really amazing way to develop your self-concept. So it's kind of like saving two birds with one stone. You're talking about your mental process, your thoughts, the way you think throughout the day, but also about yourself in general. So I think that's a really powerful one, and I don't even affirm that myself, so I'm giving you guys some amazing tips here. And yeah, I think that is it for the blanket affirmations, but any other ones you've heard or can think of for yourself, please feel free to try those. These are just my suggestions. So next, I want you guys to think about how you can affirm in relation to relationships and the people in your life. How can you affirm for your self-concept to develop those? So we're tying in, you know, developing just you for yourself with self-concept, talking about how, you know, you're a really powerful manifester in terms of self-concept, and also tying it into the other people in your life. And usually we are trying to manifest a development and change in a relationship, whether it's an SP, family, friends, career, whatever the context may be. I think most of us have desires in relation to another person. So this is a good way to tie in your self-concept into that. And, you know, you just want to think about what do you want with these specific people? How do you want things to be with your family, with your friends, with your SP? Think about that for yourself. You know, what keywords jump out to you, what phrases, what end result is it that you want, and then tie that back to your self-concept. A few of my suggestions are things like, everyone treats me like a queen. Because again, it's a bit of a blanket affirmation, but it implies that everyone in your life treats you that way. You can specify, you know, certain people. You know, my SP treats me like a queen because I am a queen or because I'm perfect, so you tie it back into your self-concept. Or, you know, my family always treats me like a queen. I like to say everyone because then you just never know what amazing things could come from that. Then you can also say, I get everything I want instantly. And everyone in my life respects me and prioritizes me, which again, I think that's more or less the end goal that we all want in our life. We want people to treat us with respect and also prioritize us, you know, keep us as their number one as much as possible. And yeah, just think about what specifically you want with your SP, your friends, family, whoever it is in your life. If you want a really peaceful relationship, just be like, I have complete peace in all my relationships. If you want a really exciting, fun relationship with your SP, just be like, I always have the most fun, amazing, adventurous life. It's like a perfect movie. You know, everyone, or yeah, I guess if you want to use the SP example, you can say, SP always takes me on amazing adventures because I'm perfect. So again, tying it all back into your own self-concept, and I think all these areas will really help you manifest things really quickly, get really, really specific with your self-concept, and just develop yourself. So hopefully this made sense. I know I rambled on a little bit because I had a lot to say, but I hope you guys learned something from this, enjoyed it, and please do thumbs up and subscribe if you did. And yeah, I'll have loads more videos coming up, so stay tuned, and I'll see you next time.